Black women are the most unprotected and disrespected people in society because our pain and sorrows are made into jokes and memes. We are being mistreated, abused, and discarded at the hands of men, oftentimes Black men, who are supposed to love us, protect us, and provide for us. Instead, we are the breadwinners. We are the head of our households. And either we are too strong or these niggas is too weak. These heartbreaking stories are centered in the Black community all over the United States. Stories of domestic violence, rage, and even death. What do you do when love isn't enough? This is a story about Takara Glenn and Gregory Hightower. A couple that you may see on social media or in the neighborhood and think to yourself, that's couples goals. Especially in the Black community, we love to see Black couples raising their families together. Takara and Gregory met in Peoria, Illinois. They were married and had several children before deciding to move to Atascocita, Texas, which is a community located about 18 miles from downtown Houston. The couple moved into a beautiful home with a pool, a nice yard, and they seemed to be living the good life in Texas. Gregory worked as a Navy career counselor and senior chief. He also just recently bought the Shar Inn at a tax auction and planned to revive the shuttered motel. Gregory also told the Journal Star recently that he wanted to move back to Peoria and run the motel as a part of his commitment to giving back to his hometown. The couple had 6 children in total, ranging from ages 12 months to 16 years old. By July 2022, the couple started having problems. Authorities were called to their home for a domestic dispute in which Takara made an allegation that Greg hit her. Greg also claimed that Takara hit him. So authorities did not take the matter seriously and dismissed both allegations. 2 months later, in September of 2022, authorities were called to the home, and this time by Takara. Takara asked to file a restraining order on Gregory Hightower, her husband. 2 days later, on September 22nd, 2022, Naval Criminal Investigative Service agents showed up to the Hightower residence in Atascocita. Takara let the agents in while holding her youngest child, who is 12 months old. NCIS agents wanted to interview Takara in regards to the domestic violence claims being made. As the NCIS were interviewing Takara, Greg came home to see them, and things took a violent turn for the worst. At first, Gregory Hightower decided to drive up and down the block. He probably was nervous and thinking of what could she possibly be saying to them and how this would impact his career and his life. He then decided to go into the home and unleash a hail of bullets on his wife, Takara, as she held their infant child.
Details on a deadly shooting that left the parents of 6 children dead and an NCIS agent wounded.
You can see and hear much of what happened in this security camera video. Jason Miles is in the Atascocita area where this happened yesterday afternoon. Jason, I understand neighbors who knew the couple are stunned.
That's right, we hear that a lot, don't we? In this case, you never know what was going on behind closed doors. NCIS investigators were at the house you see behind me looking into domestic violence issues between a Navy recruiter and his wife. That's when things went terribly wrong yesterday. From one angle of a neighbor's security system to another, the barrage of bullets fired during an altercation Thursday along Tulloch Run in Atascocita is frightening.
It was crazy.
This neighbor, who didn't want to be identified, heard the shots, then saw an injured NCIS agent in her driveway, where crews returned today to clean up blood.
He was bleeding.
Sheriff's investigators say an NCIS team was here looking into domestic violence issues between an active duty recruiter and his wife when the recruiter showed up, first shooting and killing her as she held their youngest child, who amazingly was uninjured. The drama then moved outside, where you can see in surveillance the recruiter shooting the agent, who was struck, while others also fired their weapons. The husband then gets into a black car and leaves the scene. He was later shot and killed by a Precinct 4 deputy constable who caught up with him in the Willowbrook area.
This is a big surprise for me.
Neighbor Andrew Olekban is among those shocked and saddened, especially for the children left with no mom or dad.
I was like, nah, he wouldn't do that with put all his career on jeopardy and stuff like that. That don't make no sense.
In a statement, NCIS confirmed details of the encounter, adding, quote, "Our thoughts and prayers go out to the victim's family and loved ones. We also pray for a speedy recovery for our wounded special agent."
Breaking now, a woman is dead. A man, possibly a naval criminal investigator, shot and critically hurt. The suspect shot and killed by deputies after allegedly opening fire on them at a separate scene.
We want to show you where all the chaos is unfolding. It started on Tulich's Run in the Balmoral community in Humboldt. The suspect was killed a good distance away on the northwest side.
Gonzalez about the latest developments. He confirms one woman is dead here. Her husband was actually the one accused of shooting and killing her, then leaving the scene. He also confirms another man, an NCIS investigator, was also shot here. The sheriff tells us that NCIS agents were out here interviewing the wife about a domestic situation between her and her husband. The husband wasn't home at the time, according to the sheriff, but once they saw a car going up and down the street, the agents started getting skeptical, and that's when the husband rushed into the home and is accused of killing his wife, and his wife was also holding their child. I want to take you to Sky Eye video right now of the scene that we have. Basically what the sheriff is telling us is that, again, all of this is very preliminary. They have those two scenes right now. The NCIS investigator was taken to the hospital. He was in serious condition, but as of 10 minutes ago, when I talked to the sheriff on camera, he confirms that man is now in fair condition, so he is doing better. Again, one person dead, one person at the hospital, and that suspect has been killed, according to the sheriff's office. I want to take you to the sound from the sheriff. Again, we just talked to him about how the situation unfolded. This is what we know at this hour.
The female inside the house, when our units arrived, found her deceased, still wrapping or holding on to her infant child. They were able to rescue the child and get him out to safety. The agents ran house to house trying to find some assistance, and a Good Samaritan thankfully opened the door, let the agents in, stabilize the situation briefly until an ambulance could get here and transport.
From one of Takara's friends. Today marks 5 days since she left this earth. The world seems so dark right now for the many who knew what a beautiful soul she was. Takara Glenn, my girlfriend, a close family friend, and a selfless, loving, beautiful, exceptional mother. She left behind 6 children, ages ranging from 12 months to 16 years old. The love she had for her children was special. He had finally found the strength and courage to leave her abuser, adulterer, murderer. He knew she was finally done. He was served on Tuesday and brutally murdered her 48 hours later. He chose to live a double life and portray to everyone this facade. He couldn't deal with being held accountable. He did not want to face the consequences of his actions. The coward took her from everyone that loved her. We refused to say his name. We refused to label him as her husband. We refused to label him as a father to her children. We refused to accept that he was once a close family friend. Key, I'm so sorry this happened to you. I will forever cherish our last call. I am praying for you, your precious 6, and your family. Please donate if you can to the GoFundMe, guys. This is so sad. Another friend says, Takara Glenn, this is what a beautiful, strong, and proud woman looks like. This is what a mother of 6 children looks like. This is the look of confidence, hard work, perseverance, a fierce lioness and nurturing mama bear. If you saw her in passing, you would think this woman is a conqueror. That's what I thought. She loved her family so much, she endured an insurmountable pain that many of us will never know. Even the strongest people on this earth need guidance and support. We can't assume that they are strong enough to handle anything. She is gone today because the one who was supposed to love her the most, cherish her the most, and honor her the most was going to lose her. And so he took her from this world and took her from her loved ones, her beautiful children. Takara Glenn Hightower. The family is asking to remove the Hightower, so we're just going to call her Takara Glenn, because Hightower represents a marriage that was once beautiful and ended in a double homicide. Someone left this comment that reads, Takara found out he was cheating and he killed her, shot her 7 times in the face while holding their 1-year-old. That coward. She had 6 children and now none of them have their parents. Those poor babies. It was said that Takara was a housewife, and that was probably why she couldn't leave him immediately. The Navy, in my opinion, should be held accountable because she has been asking for help, but it was too late. Once the NCIS agents came, this man killed his wife while she's discussing a domestic violence situation. Like, wow, like right in front of them. It was also said that Greg was living a double life and couldn't handle Takara leaving him. Ladies, sometimes you just have to leave quietly and never look back. These men aren't built for rejection these days, even when they are the cause of the relationship's demise. We need to see the red flags and move accordingly, ladies. My prayers are with the children, the family, and the friends of all those involved. Death is never easy. Grieving happens for a lifetime. But if you guys can be so kind to donate, if you can, to the GoFundMe. There are 6 children out there that not only lost their father, they lost their mother. Continue to rest in paradise. Takara Glenn.